if we could address you directly right now.
Everything comes full circle.
That's number one.
I don't tell him what questions to ask me.
There are a lot of people around town that have the same question.
Brush my teeth. I'm gonna get washed in the morning.
I can't confirm or deny.
You know, just keep going a little bit longer here, Mike. Keep going a little bit longer.
Interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this special report.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? Think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah. That's a break, little man. Let's break it down. Go.
That's the Let's Goer cycle. Revving that engine today, huh? We're getting there, guys. It's Thursday. A lot of you could maybe take tomorrow off already. The warnings are still in effect for a good time here today on the Sports Show with Cody Mack. Although it's now a watch that we're going to have a good time. Whereas the weather coming our way is still in a warning, which means we are preparing tacos, I think. I think we already have the ingredients. That's the warning. We're preparing the tacos. Perhaps we have the ingredients. You might want to brown your beef. Just saying. I mean, I can't brown my beef here live on Q Sports Talk, ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1, but get banned from Twitch by doing that. But you brown your beef because I think we got some stuff headed our way. So be careful weather-wise. So who knows? Maybe this is the last you hear of me today this week. Because if it's Arctic Circle out there tomorrow, I think I have diarrhea. I'm very busy. I don't think I can come in. Yeah, see, look, wind is nasty up in Fulton. It's not quite bad here yet. It looks like we're in that middle section in downtown Syracuse, broadcasting live from the Harding Mazzotti studio. Other places, though, that's what that wind's doing. It's blowing it in. It's blowing it in, but don't worry, we're hunkered down for a good hour. If you need anything, 315-437-7644. As we are here hanging out on the sports show over in QSportsTalk.com. We'll see here. Got all sorts of our friends. Yep, Brian Higgins, terrified of my meh cat. You can check out on QSportsTalk.com. I am wearing a cat shirt. Funny thing about me, I'm not a cat guy. I don't even like cats. I don't hate them. I don't have cats. I don't like cats. Cat shirts, though, hilarious. Very confusing to me. I have no idea. So this is a cat saying meh. Because cats are notorious for saying meh. But again, over at Q Sports Talk, any name is good one. Cody's Little Dong. You heard me. Cody's Little Dong. Kevin from Liverpool. Orange Matt from Auburn. Showgirl. Fuzz. Swift. Super Cat 610. See? Right? Josh, you're right. I don't like cats so much as the animal, but I love the personification of things. Well, we're here hanging out on a Thursday. Oh, man. Thursday stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. like I said, we're getting near the end of the week. Cocoa Puffs tonight over on the K-Rock Twitch channel, if you're so inclined to check that out. It's a show, if you watch it once, you'll go, oh, all right, now this guy makes a lot of sense. If you're still new to the sports show and the Cody Mack experience here on ESPN Radio, watch some Cocoa Puffs. It'll all make way more sense. Today, Shooty Hoops. Some rando breaking news things before we get into things. And then some Super Bowl stuff. So before we get into this, all right, we got to do this. Let's go. Thank you. All right. So, like I said, before we get into a certain thing, we had to do that. But that certain thing, again, this. Some mild, yet still breaking news. We get to deal with a whole new circus next year as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, as that is it. Davante Adams, I saw that report. I saw the report that they were both probably done. Saw that Davante Adams definitely probably moving on. And now I saw today, it's more or less official. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers' marriage is dissolved. The worst absolute performance by a future Hall of Fame quarterback that I can think of, other than Troy Aikman's time on the Arizona Cardinals, or was that Emmett? Did Aikman ever come back or not? I think that might have just been Emmett. Am I imagining something? I think I'm doing the Shaq Shazam thing. But so that might be the worst time. I'm thinking of Kurt Warner on the Cardinals. Even that was good, not bad. So yeah, I can't think of a worse quarterback signing by for a future Hall of Famer than Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. That is it. I don't know. There's already talks of him going to numerous different places as if nobody watched the last year and 2 minutes. But yeah, there's talk of the Steelers. There's talk of the Saints. There's talk of numerous teams. I would say just if everyone ignores them, maybe he'll just go away. Yep. K-Rock CNY, breaking the news, Aaron Rodgers to the Cowboys. No, we already are paying $260 million to a quarterback.
Well, for me personally, I think it's the right move because you have a new coach and a new GM, and you want to cleanse, per se, the culture, the locker room that existed there. You're Aaron Glenn. Obviously, you're the head coach now. You're an overseer, but nevertheless, defense is what got you the head coaching job to begin with. The Jets had huge expectations coming into last season because you assumed that their defense was going to be elite, and it was really a matter of Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback there as opposed to a Zach Wilson, where you have a Breece Hall, you have a Garrett Wilson, you ultimately ended up getting a Davante Adams back, that kind of situation, and it ended up being a disaster. He finished 5-12, even though he passed for 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and nearly threw for 4,000 yards, which is not anything to sneeze at.
I'm sneezing.
The reality is that he didn't live up to expectations, and him being an experienced individual who's one of the elite quarterbacks that the game of football has ever seen, it's pretty hard to be completely new at the GM and the head coaching spot and come back with the same old, particularly when that same old wasn't what he used to be. At least he didn't resemble that last year. Too much friction, too much acrimony, too many other things. May not have been the fault of Aaron Rodgers at all, but nevertheless, you want to start anew. And a fresh start is not something that I have a problem with when it comes to the New York Jets, because it's not an accident that they play near the swamp in East Rutherford, New Jersey, because they stink just as much as that swamp does, and they have
He's had that joke before. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Q Sports Talk, Kev from Liverpool to the Giants, that's not bad. Wherever he goes, I think, is to a team that drafts a young quarterback, and even though Aaron Rodgers isn't the best at being a friendly Frenderson, he would be a guy you'd want to learn behind. You know, I could see Pete Carroll being like, come on out here to the Raiders. Let Shador sit behind you for a year because we're going to draft him. We're going to, the Giants. He, as much as I poke fun and we pick on Aaron Rodgers, and I think he's a douchebag and he's annoying and all that, he was still really good. He won my former Dallas Cowboy coach Mike McCarthy a Super Bowl, so he can't be too terrible. So that'll be fun to kind of follow as we go along here in the NFL offseason, because that is another thing that is guaranteed about the NFL. They do not give up the limelight. I guarantee you, if there are a couple days that go by at any point, at any time in the offseason or even the regular season, it doesn't happen so much, but the offseason especially, if there are any days that go by where you're like, I haven't had any NFL news happen, or you haven't heard from the NFL or something, you will. Something will happen, you will. The NFL is really good at making sure that we keep their names in our mouths. Much like Hank's Ma keeps something in her mouth. So we will definitely hear all about that as we go on through the summer. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, all of that jazz. And then another little bit of breaking news, as I know we have some of these fans around here. As I think at one point, this channel used to carry their baseball games over the summer, but and tiny butt. Can have a tiny butt breaking news, and there ain't nothing wrong with tiny butts. Any butt's a good butt. As one of the last dominoes of baseball free agency has fallen, as Alex Bregman, in typical agent fashion for, is it Drew Rosenhaus? Is that his agent, right? He keeps his guys out, or Boris. I think it's Boris. He keeps his guys out as long as he can. And while people are getting ready to do some spring training, Alex Bregman was still hanging out. But now he's a Red Sox. So Red Sox fans, be ready for a weird contract to have Alex Bregman try to help turn around the Red Sox. 3 years, only a couple of years, $120 million. My God, I wish I was better at baseball. $120 million, 3 years, with 2 opt-outs and deferred money, because baseball's trying to get real cute with their contracts now. So now you have Alex Bregman joining the Red Sox, one of the final, I guess, dominoes to fall for the MLB offseason, even though it's already almost Valentine's Day. Yes, I said it like that on purpose.
Jeff, it's a lot of money, not a lot of years, but it's a lot of money. How did this deal get done?
It got done, Kevin, because it is a lot of money. And the expectation in the industry over the last couple of days was that Nolan Arenado, the third baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals, was a likelier candidate to be traded to the Boston Red Sox. But the Red Sox, they approach this in a very simple way. They are going to fire their best bullet at Alex Bregman and see if he will take it. And $40 million a year says a lot.
Yep.
Now,
quite a bit.
You have to understand, there's a lot of deferred money in here, and the deferrals are going to take the average annual value of the contract down. But still, he was looking for a long-term deal. He had 6 years on the table, but the 6-year average annual value was closer to $28 million. And to go out and get $40 million to go and play second base potentially with the Boston Red Sox was just too much for him to turn down. And a Boston offseason that includes the trade for Garrett Crochet and signing of Walker Buehler looks even better now, adding a bat to this lineup that already was pretty strong, Kevin, last season.
Yeah. And Bregman, pretty decent at Fenway. 21 games, 375, 7 homers, 15 ribbies. And now he gets to play in Boston after being on the cheating son of a bitch Houston Astros. So slowly but surely, all those cheating sons of bitches have left the Astros. And another cheating piece of garbage. Okay, I'm just kidding. I don't really care that much. Is now away from said Astros, which they'll do something and still be absolutely phenomenal, because that's what the Astros do. Ugh. Gross. All right, how about this? Shooty Hoops. We come back. Sports Show. Cody Mack, ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Oh, I was at Sweet on Chocolate today. Ready, spaghetti Govendo. Hi, Cody. Bye, Cody. Bye, Govendo. He's busy. He's a busy beaver.
Okay, guys, you ready? Hit the buzzer when you have the answer. The question is, which item is popular again? VHS tapes, Beanie Babies, or 90s baseball cards? Yes, Brian.
Well, Paulie's got all of them. I know he's going to say 90s baseball cards, so I'll go with that.
No, you know what, Brian? I think it's VHS tapes, and I've got quite the collection at home.
I don't want to hear about your collection, Paulie.
Oh, you want to come over and watch?
No.
I'll make popcorn.
The answer is VHS tapes. Some of them are actually worth hundreds of dollars. Your best guess is brought to you by Pawn Pro, Erie Boulevard in Syracuse. So you don't have to guess. Find them online at pawnpro.com.
I have Goonies.
Introducing Equipment Share.
Maybe I don't want to play that. Servicing people. You guys are wild. Rev those engines. You know what though, Kev? I was just looking at their lineup. Their rotation is really good. I don't think their lineup's that bad. The Yankees, I think, are going to be sneaky. Maybe I don't know if you can be better because you didn't win the World Series, but I don't know. I think they're going to be good. But yeah, I mean, coming from a Braves fan, I absolutely understand wanting to do more. Believe me, I get that.
Just like a hearse, you die to get in again. We
This is The Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Don't worry, I'll play it. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1, The Sports Show with Cody Mack. I got you, don't worry. Hello, Thursday friends. We're hanging out, just doing some sports, hanging out, having a chat on what could potentially be a taco eating Thursday, and I don't mean that in a fun way. It means watch out for whatever weather is ahead our way, either this evening or overnight or whatever happens tomorrow. I don't know. I don't understand how weather works. Although I will tell you this, as we're hanging out here on ESPN Radio or on QSportsTalk.com, I enjoy everybody hanging out there. I am quite obsessed, if we could not talk sports for 1 second and then talk sports after. If you want to talk weather and such, Google Earth, guys, lets you track the wind, and it shows the movements. And your boy's obsessed with it. Like right now, off of the coast of Halifax in Canada and such, that wind is circling, and it's going to go like this and pick up big cold air and bring it right back down to us eventually. But I digress. If you look over where we are, you can see the air being picked up off of the Great Lakes. Because I'm watching the wind, and that's exactly what we're talking about right now, wind direction on ESPN Radio, 97.7 and 100.1. Got to be careful out there. What about precipitation? Let me see that. Let me show that. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Yep. We're in for it, guys. I'll tell you right now. But we'll do sports stuff. I can't help it. I love it. I love that. It's one of my most favorite apps to just stare at, and I do so more or less after a thing called Cocoa Puffs. That's tonight on the K-Rock Twitch channel. It's just so interesting. It shows the weather at live time. I won't go back, but I'm saying you can like go and zoom in at anywhere on the entire earth and see what the wind is doing. Okay? Just saying. And all of that couldn't be in your ear holes without the help of DVOffers.com, powered by Drivers Village and Cicero, as I give you Google Earth wind direction talk, as that is mostly what you look for on your Q Sports Talk channel. It is not. Oh, is it things like hearing a little bits and pieces from Coach Red as we talk shooty hoops for the next little bit? And you can talk them with me if you want. 315-437-7644. I will let you have the second to last word. But yeah, next up in the Dome, 6 o'clock, North Carolina. I don't know, man. This is my first soiree into Q Sports Talk. And I don't know how a lot of you do it. I kind of see how Paulie it gets to be such a curmudgeon. It's hard when the team isn't doing good to come up with things to positively say about the team, because there's not. There's not positive things to say. But luckily, it's not my job to fix them. It's my job to just critique them and be a short little white guy and go, oh, they should have done this. But I don't know what they should or shouldn't do. Because, again, I have no idea. Like, here's the scenarios, I guess, if you want. So they fire Red, and then what? Right now. What, they put Alan Griffin in there, and then you're not happy with him because it's the same team, and they lose, and then you want him out, and then we have to spend $30 million on coaches and such at the end of this year because coaches are expensive, and we were getting a pretty sweet hometown discount when Jimmy B, you know what I mean? Or he sticks around, and we let us mold, if you will, into the team after next year and see what happens after next year, because next year's going to be different, right? Or, I mean, what? That's it. That's all we do, because I really honestly don't know. That's just me thinking out loud, because there's not many scenarios, and the ones where we fire people involve spending lots of money, and that doesn't work. So why don't we just all be happy? What a night! Like, look what a good guy Red is. Listen, he's on Orange Nation today. Listen here, right? He's just having a chat.
Coach, before we get into North Carolina and looking ahead, let's look back at the Miami game. And I know that you were very frustrated afterwards about the defensive effort. And you used that term multiple times on Tuesday night, that the effort wasn't there. And I guess the question that everybody has been asking us, and we'll ask you, is how does that happen in terms of knowing how important that game was? And as you guys try to build some momentum going to the ACC tournament, what happened defensively on Tuesday night?
I just thought, we just didn't. They moved the ball a little bit more quicker than we wanted. We wanted to be able to kind of make a better defensive adjustment with their best players. Obviously. They're a talented roster, and I think obviously after the game, you're heated, but when you kind of take a step back, obviously Miami is a team that, their record does not indicate, how much talent they actually really have, and Cleveland he's been a handful, and for the last 5 or 6 games, he's really been on a tear. I just thought that we could, do a better job of kind of bottling it up, and we didn't. And I was frustrated. And I think to be able to let, Bethea, who had been, he's very talented, talented kid, someone, that was looked at as a one and done, to be able to, those two guys to have the night that they had, that was the frustrating part, because I just thought we prepared so much during the week. I just thought our defense, in those situations where we were prepared to kind of to be able to give them more resistance, and we didn't.
Nope, no, they did not. The defense thing is not the best right now for Syracuse. It's kind of looking, honestly, like a lot of these guys, and it's not all of them on the team, but a lot of them are looking at themselves as, well, I'm paid. I'm like an NBA pro. Defense, I don't need to play defense. In the NBA, they just run up and down the court and huck threes and do big Zion Williamson dunks. But here's the thing about the guys on the team. None of you are going to the NBA. That I could see. Things might turn around, but no, none of them. So why not make the best out of this? Give the maximum effort, play a little defense, maybe, raise your stock or whatever, because going 5 for 21 from the field or just getting a random 18 boards is not going to get you into the NBA. Judah Mintz played probably a lot better than everybody on the team last year, right? I could say that. And has anybody heard from him on the G League? Is he doing okay? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'd be trying a lot harder on defense and worrying less about why I didn't get the random call on offense going back down the court, because you're not hustling back down the court to guard a guy if you're basically eye-locked with the ref all the way down the court, wondering why you didn't get a ticky-tack foul, if you will. Again, listening to Red talk to Orange Nation today, to Paulie and Steve.
This is our first chance to talk to you, Coach, since the Donnie Freeman news was made official. First chance on this show, anyway, to talk to you. And maybe this question is premature, but do you have a feel at this moment, and things can change, I know, after the season, do you have a feel as to whether or not we'll see him in Orange again next year? Have those conversations happened yet? Is that something that you have a feel for now, one way or the other, what, kind of what he's planning for the future?
We haven't had those conversations. Obviously, we have a great relationship. I've recruited and known Donnie since he was in 9th grade. And we're going to do whatever we think is best for him. We'll be involved in those conversations. But right now, we just want to make sure he gets healthy, get better, and move forward, and then we'll kind of go from there.
So the update on Donnie Freeman, in case you hadn't noticed there, after about the millionth time of trying to get anything out of them because I think they know up there what's going on and the answer is nothing. We have no further knowledge. So there's a little bit from Red. Maybe we'll hear a little bit more. We'll see how I feel during this break. And then we'll come back and then do some more shooting. Eventually, I will get the timing down correctly with this show. But probably not.
Sorry, my drink cold. Flipped that off in the car for a little while. Got a little nature's fridge happening. Oh, I gave myself a frozen headache with a cold drink. All right, I don't even know where I am right now. Here we are. Oh, hi, how you doing? Here we go. What'd you do, Syracuse?
The Sports Show with Cody Mack, 3 to 4 on ESPN Radio Syracuse.
Hi, I'm Dan Shirk, general manager of the Nida Motor Group, Nida and Roll. All you Orange fans, I'm here with LeQuint Allen Jr., running back for Syracuse Orange. It's been a great time watching you break.
Oh, the sun just came out. What the fuck? What are you doing? Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, that's not looking good that way. We're about to get pooed on. We're about to get pooed on for sure.
Dean Henderson wrote an epic about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. Men who designed dynasties, always thinking ahead, always thinking about the family fortune. Here at Mannion and Kopani, we applaud that kind of thinking because we've seen too much of not thinking ahead, not thinking about their family's fortune. There's a beautiful Victorian home in Cicero built in 1930 by industrious grandparents. That home was lost to long-term care. A grand Georgian home in Manlius with magnificent manicured grounds. Lost to long-term care. And it doesn't have to be that way. Today, a family trust
sometimes
is a must.
is plowed for me because it's an emergency room coming up like the Onondaga County Hall or whatever town hall, but
Quick call can
it's
solve
rough.
it all.
Last time it was bad, I went halfway up, down it, and just started to slide sideways.
Good morning.
And we're going backwards, I guess.
I'm Jackie. Yes, Syracuse. Right here at 224 Harrison Street.
Oh.
Suite 306. Yes, MedicaidLaw.net. You're welcome.
Right? Like, you've done it for a little bit. Right? Yeah.
Choose cars with the place. With over 250 vehicles available, we're
Sorry,
sure to have
sorry.
what you're looking for. Need
Sorry.
financing? Choose cars is the place to go in Syracuse. Challenge credit, repossession, bankruptcy.
Sorry.
Sit down and entertain the people.
Wait.
Take that.
Wait.
You said you're his. No problem. You don't leave drink. And you don't bother him.
I had to get my drink.
Why don't you forget to put program down and play Barbara Streisand songs?
Ooh, okay. Let me get down that real quick. Paulie yelled at me. Just kidding. Just kidding. Although I absolutely, Q Sports Talk, I absolutely almost ate the owner of the company's lunch today because I thought he was back in Florida or not here. And I thought he accidentally got his Grubhub sent here. And I brought it in to the office inside. And then I was like, if I come back from my lunch, I'm going to eat this because he's not here. But he is. The owner of the company is here. So I'm glad I didn't eat his lunch. Would have been funny. I did, Kev. I did. Had a piece of pizza.
it worth it? Can you even hear me? Standing with your spotlight on me. Not enough to feed the hungry. I'm tired and I felt it for a while now. This sea of lonely, the taste of ink is getting.
This is The Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Each day gets more random like the last day. Still I can see it coming. Walk steady in the river drowning. This could be my chance to break out. This could be my chance to say goodbye.
Hey. Hi. What are you doing out there? You guys hanging out? Thursday on ESPN Radio, 97.7 and 100.1. Wow, I think that sun's gone now. Oof. During the break, we were talking over on Q Sports Talk. The sun came out for a sec. She gone. Get ready to hunker down, guys. It is not looking good out there at all. Looks like up north is already getting it if you're north of Syracuse, as we are here live in the Harding Guzzati studio, right in the heart of downtown Syracuse, broadcasting, doing sports. So get ready for that. And then if there's anybody that's got to drive in the morning, bright and early, like before the sun comes up or like 5-ish, you are, as they say, effed. Josh and myself. Cause we're back in the morning doing the K-Rock Morning Show. And then I'm back tonight just on Twitch, if you're so inclined, for Cocoa Puffs show Too Dangerous for Radio, because what I do is I go to an orphanage and I spend 3 to 4 years adopting several babies, and then I juggle them standing on the edge of a bridge that has collapsed over a pit of alligators. So tune in tonight for that. Or I just use a whole lot of marijuana. Q's Talk. As we were listening to Red talk about whatnot and basketball and their game and against Miami and whatnot, and then they lost against Miami. But they will bounce back Saturday up in the Dome, North Carolina. We'll hear more from Coach Red tomorrow as... Oh, balls, I hit save. I'll just sit here for a second then while it saves. The rest of that was he joined Orange Nation and chatted about that today. Like I said, we'll hear about it tomorrow as we're doing other shooty hoops right now. As, again, another decent game or another decent night for college basketball. It's been a pretty good season so far. I've been mildly impressed. Sooner or later, my puberty will be done, and then my voice won't crack so much. And this game, absolutely out of hand. Huge dunk from Cooper Flagg. This guy is unfriggin' real. I heard Brian Higgins in the 315. Brian Higgins suggests that Cuse go get him in the transfer portal. I agree. I don't know. I think that's 0% feasible, but I agree wholeheartedly. He had a big old dunk in this game. The only game Jim Boeheim does, and we're going to hear from that now because old Jimmy B pops up in the highlights.
Very quickly. Proctor digging in on Blackshear.
Ooh, nice steal. Nice play.
And Wilkinson comes away with the turnover and the basket.
They just don't give you anything easy.
Cooper through traffic and one.
The dude's unreal, man. Unreal.
He uses his left hand just about as well as anybody. He just gets in there.
He uses his left hand just as well as anybody is what they say about me pretty much 100% of the time.
The schools don't want to play with no students there.
But they're playing games anyway. That's still the time where you're playing a ACC game, so you got to play somebody.
Yeah, they're trying to cut back on the ACC.
Here's steal by Flagg in the open floor. Hey! Oh!
Reverse dunk. Unreal.
On Sports Center.
Yes, it will. Blue Devils are going to win easily, 78-57.
Wow. 13-1 in the ACC. He was saying there as I cut him off because I see the stat. I can read it myself. Another great game last night as you had a little upset action. Number 9, St. John's.
Big East.
That's what I was saying.
The top 10 for the first
Against
time
Villanova. No, but St. John's,
years.
number 9. Very impressive as they have now gotten 21 wins on the season already, and it's not even March.
For 3, knocks it down. Villanova up 3. Next Villanova possession. Wooga Poplar for 3. Up 6. 13 points. 3 steals in the first half for him. Later in the first, Tyler Perkins for 3. Just raining threes. Fans are going bananas. But
See, here's the thing. That's incorrect. You can't actually rain threes because that is not what rain is made up of. It's a lot of H2O, but we'll digress. As again in this game, Kadari Richmond, you know that name. Again, Kadari, 17-10 for the number 9 ranked St. Johnny. Something I forget their
Cats up 6. Poplar.
nickname.
6 boards.
Red
4
Storm?
steals. Stat stuffer.
That doesn't sound
Halfway
right.
through the second, Perkins for 3. Up 11. Largest lead of the game. Johnny's not going away. Aaron Scott knocks it down. Down 3. Next Johnny's possession. R.J. Lewis Jr. rebound. Gets it to go. Caps a 10-0 run to pull within 1. Under 8 to play. Zuby Ejiofor put-back dunk. The Red Storm up 1. Under 5 to play. Tied at 62. Dixon from beyond the arc. Knock it down. Wildcats up 3. Minute later, it's a 1-point lead. Dixon for 3 as the shot clock expires. Up 4. 12 of 17 in the second half. 90 seconds to play. St. John's down 4. Richmond. Plus the foul. St. John's down 2. What a big boy bucket that was. Richmond, 17 points, 10 assists.
Big boy bucket.
Under a minute to go. St. John's down 2. Simeon Wilcher. Give it to me. St. John's up 1. Johnny's take the lead. Wilcher with 12 points. Next Villanova possession. 13 seconds to go. Tyler Perkins buries it. Villanova up 2.
And that's how it would end as Perkins proves they are better than Denny's as they get the upset. Villanova 73-71 over number 9, St. John's. Kadari, like I said, you know that name. 17-10 for Kadari Richmond. You also had right here the game of the day, if you will. I would absolutely say as overtime for an Arizona State Texas Tech team is Texas Tech now ranked number 12th in the country. I would say this one would definitely be right up there for game of the day last night because today is today and those games haven't been played yet. Silly goose.
Sun Devils. Anderson tries to weave a pass to Toppin. Toppin popcorns it. Coach McCaster just told Gary.
By the way, in this highlight, you're going to hear the name Toppin a lot for Texas Tech. He finishes with 41 and 15.
Toppin, a couple of power dribbles, gathers and elevates. 6 seconds, defended by 2. Toppin right there, makes it a 1-point game. Arizona State has lost 3 straight games. Here's Walton, another triple, rolls out. Toppin fighting for the rebound and goes back up strong. Over to Toppin, Toppin, he'll let fly a long one. JT Toppin. McMillan's been super quiet. Toppin foul and count the bucket.
With my father and his best friend, I can visualize the whole thing. And, you know, when my father passed a couple of years ago.
Tried to go high low, wasn't there, defended well. Mason got into the body. The 3, no good for Anderson. It's Toppin. 55% in this game. Toppin, the duck down low. Phillips with those 4 fouls. Has to be careful. Gets the roll to Toppin. Toppin barrels his way to the cup and cuts it to 2. He's trying to go to Phillips. We've seen him a couple of times. And Toppin with a rip rocker. This kid, this freshman. They're going to go to ISO for Williams.
Freshman.
Williams dumps it out. Toppin, a smash attack.
Again, a smash attack. That, my lady friends, is what I call a move I do in the bedroom. Here comes the smash attack. Overtime, Texas Tech, 111-106. And just so you know here, the super sexy stat of the day, the Gamecocks get edged.
Turns it over. Wash, rinse, repeat for South Carolina.
Whoa. The Gamecocks get edged with the sexy score of the day. 72-68. SEC, man, What a power the SEC is this year. They're like the best league in the history of all-time things. And if Jay Billis agrees with me, I would absolutely be 100% correct. Does Jay Billis agree?
Put this year in perspective with what we've seen out of this conference.
I don't think we've seen anything like it in terms of depth, in terms of quality depth and national championship contenders. Now, those three teams that are on the one line right now are the three that I think that could win the national championship. The others are all good teams. They're capable of upsetting highly ranked teams. They're capable of making deep runs. But all of them, to me, other than Auburn, Alabama, and Florida, have some offensive liabilities and can go in offensive wells. I think it hurt them, over the course of a long tournament. But I think the depth and the competitive character of the entire conference is really as good, if not better, than anything we've ever seen.
Jay, you?
It's the best basketball conference top to bottom relative to the field that we have ever seen. They put up numbers that compare favorably to the mid-'80s in the ACC, but people forget the ACC had 8 teams back then. It's a lot easier to have 8 good teams than it is to have 16. And it has been remarkable. Now, but that doesn't mean that Houston or Duke can't win the national championship. Nobody's saying that, because the SEC is the best conference, that automatically they're going to have the entire Elite Eight or the entire Final Four. That's not what anybody's saying.
You heard him say it.
No other league can match what the SEC has done this year. And historically, it matches what any other league has done ever. I think it's the most powerful league, top to bottom, that we've ever seen relative to the field.
Ooh, top to bottom. That might be the new sexy stat of the day. But yeah, no, they just look unreal, man. It's about to be a real fun March in like 2 weeks. So, we got a little bit of time. Less time till we come back. That'll happen much quicker than the time from now to March Madness. Keep this again. Subaru. Hey, man, you got a Subaru? Your mother likes a Subaru. Okay, Hardy. Thank you, bud. It's wild up here. When I said that it was sunny out, man, it got dark quick. And it's dark up north. Real nuts. Like, hell no. Hell no. It's gonna be windy. In my area, like my genitals. My genitals. Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'm going to be worrying about my own genitals tomorrow. Buy myself a box of chocolates. I get myself a box of chocolate. Don't be bullied, motherfucker. That should be the thing.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're back. I know it's me again. Hello. Forgot the name of my show for a sec. The Sports Show with Cody Mack, ESPN Radio 97.7 to 100.1. I do like 8. What do you want me to do? I had one earlier that has a different name. This one has a different name. I got one later tonight that has another name. There's another one we usually do tomorrow that's got a different name than all the other 3. Sports Show with Cody Mack. That's what this one is. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1 as we're getting ready to wrap this up and hand you off to the 315 with Brian Higgins. Tomorrow, I'm finally going to do a bunch of Super Bowl. I have stuff. Look, I'm not going to do it now, but look, I have the commercial from the thing where he did the thing about us, Disney.
Heart desires.
See, there's that. And then I got other stuff where we have to compare Jalen to Dak, right? And then maybe I'll make you cry. Maybe I have messages from sick kids to MVP extraordinaire Josh Allen. We'll see. I was going to try to wrap up the Bills season tomorrow. Maybe we'll do that next week. We have a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do tomorrow as we get ready. Also for Cuse, North Carolina, up in the Dome. But this is the time for just some random things as we head into another premium live event this weekend. WWE NXT has got an event on Saturday. This guy's not an NXT, nor was he ever. But CM Punk talked to ESPN after the Rumble and had some other things to say about how it ended. CM Punk never wanted to, is it mix words? Either way, he would have done things different.
You know, the Rumble didn't go the way I would have booked it, so to speak, since we're just peeling back the curtain so much here. I would have had me and Cena as the last 2 guys. Yeah. And I would have had Cena throw my ass over the top rope, you know, because I think at this stage, I think losing is so much more valuable than winning. I'm almost afraid of me winning everything that I've ever dreamed of. And because then what do I do then?
Yeah, I get that. Oh, God. I'm looking in a mirror talking to myself. I'm telling my therapist that, CM Punk. Jeez. But like I said, get ready because we are just minutes away from the 315 with Brian Higgins. And then, like I said, tomorrow, some Super Bowl stuff. I've got Jalen Hurts' best plays. I've got post-game interviews you might not have heard. I have talk of a repeat. My friend Pete and repeat. I think that's a thing where I get to punch somebody. Not me, though. I'm too little. I'm not punching anybody. So I will see you guys tomorrow as we finish up a week. Be safe tonight. Please. I want to talk to you guys tomorrow on the sports show with Cody Mack. That's me, this guy, on ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100. Whoa!